In His Will Ministries International presents Midweek Message. Well, fam, this midweek message, although it's not really like a message, it is based on my life and Philippians 1:6. And it says, hold on. Being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ. Family, 20 years ago, when my daughter was like 4 or 5, I realized, so y'all, this is like 2000, 2001. Some of y'all weren't born. I realized like there was not a lot of Christian books out there for my kid. Like there weren't a lot of Black Christian books for my kid. And she wasn't represented there, and it bothered me. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to write. So I started writing short stories. And I was supposed to send them out to different magazine publications, but I never did. I had the whole thing like all framed out, and I was going to use pictures of my nieces and nephews to illustrate. And yeah, well, now I'm going to have to use their kids as my illustration. And so God told me that it's not short stories, it's short stories, but it's a book. So it's going to be a compilation of my short stories. I got a name for it. It's called A Collection of Short Stories About Kids That Look Just Like You. 20 years. I would pick up that notebook and every now and then I'd read through them and be like, oh, that's so cute, but never did anything with them. I had to start a food diary for the doctor put me on a low carb diet. So I had to start a food diary. So I grabbed this one randomly because I have a whole bunch of notebooks with stuff in them. Like I have sermons that I've written. I had no idea that I would actually become a minister, but I wrote these sermons anyway. I have like just notebooks. And so this particular notebook, I was thumbing through it. It had a lot of pages. So I was like, I'm not buying a new notebook. I'll use what I have. So I started reading the stories. I was like, oh yeah, they're cute. And so God dropped it on me this week that, yeah, that's a book. And so I'm going to spend 2 hours a day typing my book. And then after that, I'm going to do the research to try to publish my book. And if nobody will publish it, I will find a printer, and In His Will Ministries will spawn a subsidiary, In His Will Ministry International Books, who will then publish my book. And I have planned to spam social media. I am going to pimp this book like the most scandalous pimp on the block, okay? Y'all are going to get so sick of my book that you're just going to be like, I'm just going to buy it just to shut her up. I'm tired of looking at her. I'm going to be like the sham wow guy selling this book. I have already decided. I have already plans for my book. After I publish this book, I'm going to get my niece to translate it into Spanish, and so that my Afro-Latino brothers and sisters have a book for their kids too. And then I'm going to narrate the audio book. Don't play with me, y'all. God has me on a mission. And I want you to know, like, if you've been following my ministry, I don't know how you could not see God working in my life. Like, you have got to be, Ray Charles could see how God has worked in my life. And I want you to know that I'm not special. There's nothing special about me. I just said, I'm going to be obedient to whatever you tell me. And because I've been obedient, God has said, all right, well, you're going to do this. And I just do it because God said so. And you're going to do this. And I do it because God said so. And now I'm writing a book because God said so. I'm going to be an author and a CEO and a minister. This has like been the most insane year of my life, and it's because I said I will obey. And so this 20-year thing is God, like him showing me that that's what he's doing. Like all of this is him completing a work in me. Him, like, he started this. This has been inside of me all this time. I just didn't know that I could do any of those things. And I still don't know that I could do them. I know that I better do them because God told me to. So this book might only sell the 10 copies that I am going to write in and autograph for my nieces and nephews because they gave me pictures. But those 10 copies are my faith that in what God gave me. So fam, I am so excited. And I have a cousin. I won't say her name. I'll say her initial. Her name is Kay. And she has more writing talent in her pinky than I have. And she has all these things written, plays and stories and all these things that she wrote, and she's sitting on them. But guess what, sister? If I'm going through this publishing process, you're going through this publishing process. And in case you think that I'm not talking to you, yes, I am. And I'm going to call you to let you know that I'm talking to you. We're going to go through this together. And anybody else that's writing or has some stuff that they're sitting on that they don't think is good enough, because like me, low self-esteem. Like, who am I to write? Anybody else, like, go through this publishing journey with me. Start with me. Type up your stuff and get it ready. And we're gonna figure this thing out. We figured out this ministry thing, right? We're almost a year into this ministry. We figured that out. We'll figure all this stuff out too. So let's go. All you authors, we're authoring. And we can do it together. And if nobody wants to print our stuff, if nobody wants to publish our stuff in His Will Ministries International Books, we'll publish our stuff. God's not playing. And I'm not going to play with him. I'm doing it. So you guys are my accountability partners. Thank you, accountability partners. Keep me accountable. And if you see me, say, Dana, what's up with that book? If you talk to me or text me or DM me, say, Dana, by the way, what's up with that book? Because this is going to happen. And I'm so, so excited. So today is organizing day. Because this is just sprung on me. This is new. So it's organizing day, and tomorrow begins 2 hours of typing a day. So it's not going to be done tomorrow. It's going to be one day at a time, one thing at a time, one day at a time. So I'm going to organize it and figure out what goes where today, and then tomorrow 2 hours of typing. And every day after that, except Sabbath, 2 hours of typing. I'm so excited, family. Well, that wasn't really a message, but God's word will not return void. He who hath begun a work in you, fam, if he started a work in you, let's go. Let's go. I'm just like you. I'm just as scared as you are. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea how to publish a book. I don't know anything about margins and I can't type. But you better believe 2 hours a day I'm going to be typing. I'm going to make it look the best that I can. I'm going to do the best that I can. And that's all God asks. So if you're sitting on something, use it. Put it out there. If I can help you, I will. I can spam social media. So can you. We can get our stuff out there. If you're an artist, put your art out there. If you're a musician, put your music out there. If you're a singer, put your songs out there. If you're a songwriter, get somebody to sing it and get your music out there. Whatever it is you create, if you're a sculptor, whatever it is you do that you don't think, who would want to hear that? Let me tell you something. Probably no one will want to read this book except my grandson, who will do it just because I'm his grandma, and the kids whose pictures are there just to see their picture in there. But guess what? I was obedient and did what God said. And so you never know. 50 years from now, somebody might pick up that book and be like, this is cute. I think we need to blow this up. Never know. I might not be here to see it. You never know. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to be obedient. Well, family, remember, be confident in this, that he who has begun a good work in you will see it through until the day of Jesus Christ. And he wants you to follow through on that thing. Well, family, join us again next time when In His Will Ministries International presents Midweek Message. Until then, bye.